So we begin with the Daily Express, Leo, and Nick Hancock.
Matt Hancock.
Matt Hancock, not Nick, sorry. God, there's a throwback to the past.
That'd be a twist in the tale of Britain's COVID inquiry.
We think it's all over. It is now.
There's a new variant. Matt Hancock has said that Britain's strategy for pandemics was completely wrong because it did not consider how to stop a new disease. And he said central to pandemic planning needs to be how do you stop the disaster from happening in the first place? How do you suppress the virus? Whereas previously they were just talking about can we buy enough body bags? Where are we going to bury the dead? Stuff like that. I'd have thought when I saw the headline and I saw Matt Hancock admits that the approach to the pandemic was wrong, I thought he was going to say, yeah, we made a big mistake locking down. We should have done what Sweden did and kept our economy running and not thrown millions of people into mental health crises and stopped children getting an education. But it's not that at all. He's basically saying we should have more lockdown.
We should have gone the other way.
Yeah.
Because they had various wargaming scenarios, didn't they, that they came up with. And I remember when Boris Johnson famously appeared on Holly and Phil's couch, as it then was still, and he looked like he was the bad guy. But I remember him sitting there talking about, what is essentially, like a kind of brace, and that was it. That was the whole of the strategy, right? Just like tough it out.
Which is a very Boris Johnson strategy.
Exactly. He was quite happy with that. And they were like, no, we need vastly more nanny state kind of approach to the whole thing.
It sounds quite similar to the Great Barrington Declaration, doesn't it? I mean, they weren't quite saying tough it out, and they certainly weren't saying let it rip. But yeah, same as you, I thought, oh, we're going to finally hear that it was all a bit much. But instead, it sounds more like preparing us for this to happen again, doesn't it? Oh, we should have done it more. Next time we'll do it harder and faster. Like, no thanks.
I mean, there are certain specific examples of incompetence. I think most people do now accept that the care home strategy was pretty brutal and callous and unnecessary.
Yeah.
But having said that, I don't know how because the implication is you should have kept those people in hospital longer. Well, you can't have your hospitals just full of old people. That's why we have care homes in the first place, because they're never quite well enough to go home, are they? That's the trouble, That's the situation.
Although somebody compared the sort of discharging of old people sick with COVID into care homes, it was like the sort of siege tactic of firing diseased bodies over the wall.
Or famously when they sent Lenin into Russia, Churchill described him as a plague bacillus.
Right.
The Germans had, he was in Switzerland, Lenin, and they decided they sent him in a sealed train to St. Petersburg, knowing that he would trigger the Bolshevik revolution that would force Russia out of the war.
Right,
but Anyway,
it's quite topical
slightly
right now.
More strategic for that, exactly.
There's just a couple of bits of good news for Brexiteers. So apparently Brexit helped regarding medicine procurement.
Oh, this is in the Hancock story?
Yeah. And also, I don't know if the vaccine procurement is, but we previously know that, it helped with vaccine procurement as well, because we weren't, lumped in with this, bureaucratic European process.
Yes, that's assuming that the vaccines were a good thing, of course. But still, at some point, if you cut it off, if you just, isolate it.